I'm happy to be here. I love traveling for comedy. You never know what you're going to get. The last time I traveled for comedy, I got to the hotel, got to the front desk, got the key to my room, opened the door to my room, and there was a man in his underwear looking out the window. They had given me the key to another person's hotel room. That wasn't something that was like provided by the hotel. Yeah, we give you 2 bottles of water and a man. That's what you get. Welcome to Best Western. It's nice here. And when you walk in on a man unannounced and he's in his underwear, neither of you do the right thing. How could you? He just froze, which that's not a good move because my eyes are not motion activated. Oh. This is one of those T-Rex guys I've heard about. And I didn't do the right thing either. When you walk in on a man, because it's surprising, right? Usually when you see a man in his underwear, you're ready for it. Like in a locker room or through a pair of binoculars. You understand the goal. But I was surprised when you walk in on a man in his underwear and you're surprised, you make a noise. You don't pick what that noise is. It just comes out. So in between opening the door and closing the door, I went, no! No! It's one of the worst noises you could make. Because that's so mean to the guy in his underwear. In 0.5 seconds, that man was barged in on and rejected. That's awful. So I went to the front desk. I said, you gave me the wrong key to a room that was already occupied. And he said, yeah, I do that sometimes. If you're gonna be bad at your job, do it like him, right? He was so confident, I thought I was in the wrong. I was like, oh man, sorry, I should just learn to make new friends. My fault. So he gave me the key to a different room. I open that room, it's empty. I go to bed, and then 2 hours after I go to sleep, my door opens. And I'm so tired, I think it's the guy I walked in on, getting some sort of a you see me, I see you revenge. I was like, all right, fair's fair, dude, let's do this. I'm really glad I get to travel because I'm from Massachusetts. I stayed in Massachusetts for a very long time. I worked there for a really long time. I work construction. Construction's a great job. It's a great job because it's a simple job. A lot of people work very complicated jobs that require Zooms and webcams and ring lights, and that's not construction. It's a simple job. You need 2 things to work construction. You need to buy your own boots, and you need to be okay with coworkers admitting to murder to you. That is all you need. I have had 3 separate coworkers on 3 separate occasions admit to 3 separate murders to me. I'm sorry if that makes you feel uncomfortable. That's who built your house, okay? I loved construction. The only thing I don't like about it is I worked different jobs after, and I wasn't ready for the stuff at those jobs, right? Because there's different stuff at those jobs than construction. Like HR, for instance. Didn't know about that. I had no clue. And people complain about HR. They say HR overreacts to small problems, right? You can go to HR and be like, hey, Jeff is playing his music too loud. And they'll be like, okay, let's get Jeff arrested, right? They'll go too far. But in construction, you don't go to HR with your problems. You know who you go to with your problems? A foreman. You know what a foreman is? A foreman is a guy who underreacts to huge problems. I'd go to my foreman and be like, hey, Jim said he wants to make me his girlfriend. And my foreman would be like, have you tried fighting him? Because that's step 1 through 10 of our conflict resolution strategy. I think bad jobs teach you a lot about the world. Like, I used to work catering, and catering's a great job because it lets you in on the internal power structure of this country. People think we live in a divided country, and we do, but they don't know where that dividing line actually is. They think it's Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals. That is not where we are divided. We are divided between good, sane, normal people and wedding DJs, okay? I've worked with hundreds of wedding DJs, and I've never seen any of them not make the wedding about themselves for at least a little bit. They add their own little flair that we don't need. The worst I've ever seen is I was working a wedding, and the DJ called for the father-daughter dance, and the father and the daughter, they go there, they start dancing, everything's fine. And halfway through, the DJ goes, all right, now it's time for the father-son dance. Which does not exist, was not a planned part of this wedding. This DJ was so power hungry, he came up with his own part of this other person's wedding. And the father and the son look at each other scared. And they look at the dance floor. And they walk out to the dance floor. And they reluctantly start dancing with each other. That is too much power, and I wish that DJ kept going, right? I wish he kept. You have the power, use it. I wish after that he was like, all right, now it's time for the father dance. Get out there, dads. Now it's time for the mother of the groom to dance with the father of the bride. Now kiss. I don't know. See what you can do with the format. Now it's time for the bride to dance with me. It's time for the daughter DJ dance. It's not the weirdest job I ever worked. The weirdest job I ever worked was when I was 14 years old. I worked at a graveyard, and it's an odd job, but it teaches you a lot. Like graveyard, what I learned there are many poorly attended funerals, right? Don't worry, yours is going to be great. But these other people, they would have poorly attended funerals. At a funeral with less than 6 people in attendance, us, the workers at the graveyard, had to assist in pallbearing. And that's sad, but it teaches you an important lesson about life. Life is not a competition about who has the most friends, but have 6. At all times. Have 6 friends or have 4 very strong friends, all right? Because the last thing you want at your funeral are 5 somber, well-dressed family members and 1 apathetic 14-year-old in an Incubus t-shirt. One time, me and a 15-year-old, he was my boss, we had to move a casket. We had to move a casket, just him and me. And you might think if you move a casket with somebody, you should, like, 1 take the front, 1 take the back, carry it like this. And if you think that, you are smarter than a 15-year-old. He had us each take a side facing each other. And we brought it up here for no reason. And sidestepped it, right? And a quarter of the way there, he's shaking, I'm shaking. And I look at him from across the casket. He's looking at me like he wants to say something. And I think what he's going to say is, let's put this down and rearrange ourselves. We're embarrassing each other. So I look at him, I go, yeah, dude, what? He goes, dude, we're getting so strong right now. I was like, that's why we're carrying it up here? He was like, yeah, it works the shoulders better. I was like, there is a deceased man in this coffin. He's like, yeah, and I think he was fat. Oh, I was like, I made him put it down, and I was like, dude, I feel like this is disrespectful. He was like, I don't think so, because when you think about it, this man is no longer with us, and we're using his body to nourish our living bodies with exercise. In a way, it's almost honoring him. And I was like, that actually is not a bad point. He was like, yeah, I call it deadlifting. I was like, never mind. We shouldn't be doing this. I work those jobs in a really small town. I'm from a really small town. I live in a big city now. I live in Los Angeles. And I love the city, but there's things about the city I'm never gonna get used to. Like, I'm never gonna get used to the way people talk about aging in the city, because I come from a place where we let women do that. Isn't that crazy? We got free-range women walking around my hometown. We got organic, non-GMO ladies just letting time happen to their faces. Men get body shamed in the city too, by the way. It's this weird form of equality they've been cooking up, where I didn't know we could be body shamed until I went to this coffee shop. These two guys were talking to each other. One turned to the other and said, man, Daniel Craig is really aging poorly. Daniel Craig is a 58-year-old with a six-pack who is James Bond. If you think that is aging poorly, you do not know what people look like. I am from Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts. Daniel Craig would be the hottest 18-year-old in my town right now. You could take Daniel Craig the way he looks right now, put him at the starting quarterback position of my high school's football team right now. People would show up to the game and look at him and go, hey, look, they got a freshman playing quarterback. We're gonna win state this year. And it's messed up because people spend thousands of dollars every year on creams and surgeries to try and look younger, and that's fine. Do whatever you want with your body. But if you're doing all that because you think you're aging poorly, I can save you so much money. Before you spend $1,000 on cream, first spend $100 on a bus ticket to Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts. Get off that bus, look around, and realize you are beautiful just the way you are. You look at my hometown, you'll be like, oh wow, no sunscreen ever. All right, I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna run for Miss Buzzards Bay 2025. An award given to a woman who can throw a fish the furthest. That's who wins it. Yeah, it's good. I won it 5 years in a row, so. I had good, tough, hard-working parents out there, my mom especially. My mom was a bricklayer. Yeah, my mom was a Cape Cod union bricklayer. I got my diapers changed by the roughest hands in the world. It's good having a mom bricklayer. She taught me how tough women have it in male-dominated industries. Like, she got pregnant with me. She had to request time off from her manager. So she goes, I need time off. He goes, that makes sense. And he's so excited about her pregnancy. He goes to the next union meeting, and he announces in front of the entire Cape Cod Masons Union, I am happy to announce that one of our workers is pregnant. And a lot of guys look around that room very confused. And one guy in the back was overheard going, a guy got pregnant? Let me explain to you why that's amazing. In that moment, it was less likely to that man that a woman was a bricklayer than that a man from Cape Cod performed a miracle. It's a magical fantasy form of sexism. My mom is a very tough feminist woman, but that wavers sometimes because she has a son, and I think that gets in the way every now and again. Like, she's the most feminist person I know, except towards a woman I just broke up with. For some reason, when I break up with a woman, she turns into Rush Limbaugh for like 15 minutes. Like, I'll call my mom and I'll be like, what are you doing, Mom? And she's like, we're fighting for equal work, we're fighting for equal pay. And I'll be like, things with me and Julie didn't work out. My mom will be like, she shouldn't be allowed to vote. Whoa, Mom, she deserves her respect. She deserves 76 cents on the dollar, Daniel. That's what she deserves. My mom was the tough parent. A lot of people have this in their households. They have the chill parent and they have the tough parent. My mom was the tough parent. I know that for two reasons. One, she was a bricklayer, and two, she got a restraining order from my elementary school. I'll tell you how that happened. I was getting bad grades, and there was a teacher who got in the habit of drawing frowny faces on my papers before handing them in to me, which I thought was overkill. I could see the 47s on them. I knew how to feel about that. But I went up to my teacher and I said, why'd you draw a frowny face on my paper? And she said, well, as a student, it's your job to learn what I teach you, and you have failed at that. And that makes me sad. So I drew a frowny face on your paper. I hope you do better next time. And I took that information in. And the next time I took a test, I drew a frowny face on it before I handed it in to her. And she called me to her desk. She said, Dan, why'd you draw a frowny face on this? And I was like, well, I was thinking, as a teacher, it is your job to teach me what is on this test. And boy, you have failed at that. And that makes me sad, and I hope we do better next time. She didn't like that. She called my mom, and my mom came to the school, and my teacher told my mom everything. And my mom wasn't mad at me for doing bad at the test. She was more mad at my teacher for drawing frowny faces on it. So she yelled at my teacher in front of the entire class. One of the things she yelled at my teacher is, if you draw another frowny face on my kid's paper, the next one is going to be yours. Easy, Terminator. I have to learn math here later. But that was short-sighted of me, because I learned more about math through that restraining order than a teacher ever taught me. I had to start doing really hard math problems, like, if Mom is 700 feet away from the school, but she's allowed 300 feet away from the school, per the judge's order, how much closer can she get until I have to live with Dad? Those are tough. Dad was a cool guy. Dad was a yoga teacher. Mom was a bricklayer. Dad was a yoga teacher. If your mom is a bricklayer, your dad has to be a yoga teacher. I don't know if you knew that. Because what, you think she wants like a big tough guy at home? No, she knows how to fix a sink, right? No, she wants a little vixen in yoga pants. Get in there, honey. Make me a sandwich. Yoga teacher dad's cool to have, right? Inside the house. Outside the house, it is hard to brag to your friends about your yoga teacher dad. Young men brag about their dads. That's what we do. We brag about our dad's accomplishments and physical achievements. And I would try to do that, but it just didn't match up with what my friends were saying about their dads. They'd be like, my dad can bench press 300 pounds. And I'd be like, my dad can put his foot behind his head. They'd be like, is he okay? They'd be like, my dad could beat your dad up. I'd be like, well, my dad can show your dad where that anger comes from, okay? But, I've been dating recently a straight style. That's how I do it. I respect all styles. I do it straight. And I gotta say, being a straight man, one of the easiest styles there is. Straight men have it pretty easy dating. At least I have. All I do is I meet women and they teach me stuff I should have already known. That's all that happens. So, I was over at my now girlfriend's place for the first time, and she turned to me and she was like, hey, it's getting late. Do you want to get ready for bed? And I was like, what? She was like, do you want to get ready for bed? I had no idea bed was something you could get ready for. I had no clue. I am a straight man. Straight men do not get ready for bed. Bed is something that happens to us, okay? Bed is something that sneaks up on us in the night, no preparation required. That's all I do. I try to stay awake, and then I wake up in bed the next morning like, got me again, bed. If I had to pretend I knew what I was doing, right? So she's in the mirror putting creams and sauces all over her face. They are. They're sauces. That's what they are. I've read them. You can dunk chicken nuggets in some of those, okay? I love reading the sauces. They're great. They all say natural, which I think is hilarious, right? Natural, it's a cream. You ever see a cream occur in nature? You ever been on a hike? There's a waterfall. There's a cream. No, it doesn't. But it's nice. I'm 30 and she's 30, and dating, a lot of stuff gets easier at that age when it comes to dating. Like, I'm gonna meet her dad soon, and I am not nervous. And when you're young, you're nervous to meet your girlfriend's dad, right? Because he's gonna like take you in a room, like kick you in the chest, be like, what are your intentions with my daughter, right? That doesn't happen when you're meeting a 30-year-old woman's dad. Because he's met a couple boyfriends at this point, and he doesn't want to meet anymore. You have all the leverage now. You get to go up to that guy and be like, hey man, you better hope I'm the one. How are you? Yeah. I know you're tired of this. And yeah, I've seen pictures. I know I look like the other ones, right? Yeah, and boy, now I'm meeting you. We all kind of look like you. Huh, wow, all right. Let's talk about that. Dating's not always easy. I got cheated on by an ex a few years back, and that stinks. Yeah, it was really tough because I'm an anxious person, so I would always picture getting cheated on, and I thought I knew what it would feel like. And then she did cheat on me, and it was with an airline pilot. Never pictured anything that bad. No. Worst I ever got up here was taller guy. That's as bad. Never thought man with unlimited access to the sky. That's bad. And he's taller than me. He's above me at all times. It was a messy breakup. I know it was a messy breakup because after the breakup, I started to dislike random stuff that made her happy, you know? Like, she was from Kansas City. I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. Yeah, you hate the Chiefs too. We hate them for such different reasons. Right? Like, you're probably like, yeah, I hate the Chiefs. I hate Patrick Mahomes. I hate Travis Kelce, right? And I'm like, yeah, I hate the Chiefs. I gave my heart to a liar. I'm glad that relationship ended. I mean, I wish the best for her, but she had bad friends too. Her friend was one of these people that never takes accountability for their actions. And I actually kind of like those people because they're so fun to talk to. Every time they do something bad, you're just like, ooh, how are you gonna get out of this one, right? That's exciting to me. And then her friend ended up cheating on her boyfriend. And we went to go get drinks with her, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear about how this was his fault, right? And we sit down and she starts talking, and she's actually taking accountability for her actions. She's like, I messed up. I can't believe I did this. And I was like, man, this isn't fun. But then right at the end, right when I thought she wouldn't do it, she did, and it was incredible what she did. She was like, yeah, you know, it wasn't good. I'm not happy I did it, but it was a full moon. I don't know what's worse, trying to use a full moon as an excuse for why you cheated on your partner, or the fact that I checked, it was not a full moon. You know how bad of a person you have to be to cheat during a waxing gibbous? All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you.